a NoMoreStinkyMonkeys.com production. I know I'm starting to look like Mr. Freeze. The next performer was someone I'd heard of, but never paid close attention to. He was from the era of Elvis, Chuck Berry, and Jerry Lee Lewis, and sometimes being a fan of three performers from a specific era feels like enough. It wasn't. In 1987, director David Lynch released one of the biggest films of his career, the one that established him as the greatest avant-garde director of the 1980s, Blue Velvet. And in the movie, he revived the career of the raging alcoholic Dennis Hopper as the psychopathic bad guy Frank Booth. Booth's favorite song in the movie was By This Next Act. Not only did the movie revive Hopper's career and introduce him to a new generation, but the use of this song and hearing his name did the same for this next act, and I became a fan along with it. That is why he is number 155, Roy Orbison. Roy was born a year after Elvis in 1936 to an oil well driller and a nurse in Vernon, Texas. His family moved around a bit, chasing after work during those Depression years, and on his 6th birthday, Roy's father got him a guitar. By the time he was 7 years old, music became the focus of his life. He became a fan of Hank Williams and other country luminaries of the day, but also loved Tex-Mex, rhythm and blues, and rockabilly. In high school, he formed a band and even had his own radio show. His band was on a local TV show with Johnny Cash, and when Cash heard him, he told him he should call his record company, Sun Records, and talk to owner Sam Phillips. Sam signed the band, but from 1956 to 59, they didn't have much success, and Roy quit the band to focus on writing songs for other acts. Living in a tiny apartment with his wife and his young son, Roy was forced to write songs in his car for peace and quiet with his guitar. A man tapped on his car window one day and asked to write songs with him. This collaboration gave him new life. It got him a deal with Monument Records, and his career got the lift it needed. He was finally able to record in his own style, known as the Nashville Sound, with strings and orchestras and using his newly discovered falsetto voice. His first big hit was Only the Lonely, and it went to number 2 on the charts. After that came Running Scared, which reached number 1, and then came Crying, Blue by You, and the Christmas song Pretty Paper. Then there was Frank Booth's favorite song, In Dreams, from the movie Blue Velvet, and then probably his greatest success with Pretty Woman. Actually, it's called Oh Pretty Woman. When he growls, "Have mercy." He got that from a Bob Hope movie. But after the British invasion, his career, as with most of the performers from his generation, started to tumble, as their records couldn't make it up the charts. It's funny, he's only 4 years older than John Lennon, but he feels much older. I guess because the British invasion performers looked up to those singers whose careers they would inadvertently dismantle. While his career was stalled, younger singers would remake his hits and expose him to a new generation, like Van Halen doing Oh Pretty Woman. But it was Blue Velvet that revived his career and made him not just get noticed, but seem cool to younger fans. When he was young, Roy fought through stage fright, and one day when his glasses were broken on the road, he was forced to go on stage with these prescription Ray-Ban sunglasses, and a look was born. Between the shades, the pale skin, and the black clothes and hair, he gave an air of mystery that plain old blonde Roy would never have achieved on his own. Bruce Springsteen gave his induction speech into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987, and you remember that Bruce wrote in Thunder Road, "Roy Orbison singing for the lonely, hey, that's me and I want you only." He was a huge fan and had tried to copy Roy's falsetto in his later career. Bruce and a bunch of other musical heavyweights did a tribute concert with Roy that was filmed and shown on Cinemax, where it was a big hit. Then ELO's Jeff Lynne started working with Roy on a comeback album when he took a break to form a nonchalant band called the Traveling Wilburys. And they made an album together. He then finished his own album, Mystery Girl, and its single You Got It. But at 52 and with past heart troubles due to smoking, all the new touring and video making got to him quickly, and he passed away from a heart attack, sadly, in December 1988, just before he realized how great all his new success would become. You Got It was a number 9 hit after he died, his first time in the top 10 in 25 years. But in a room with Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty, George Harrison, and Bob Dylan, Roy was the star, and he was the only one they stood and watched in awe. One of the most lasting images of his career is during the Wilburys video, The End of the Line, where we see an empty rocking chair when the Roy part of the song comes up. he left quite a legacy. Anything you want, you got it. Anything you need, you got it. Anything at all, you got it. Baby, from the Freditor.